commandments that we're told of by Christ, and therefore the foundation of morality. You should love the Lord thy God, and you should love thy neighbour as thyself. Now, what's so interesting is that when you get to free markets, we can leave God out of this. Don't worry, I'm not going to make a sermon. I'm just trying to draw on the moral side of it, which is obviously underpinned by our religious traditions in a country where the church is still by law established. But in that expression of love for your neighbour, doing this because your neighbour gives you something in return is a perfectly reasonable thing to do. Because then you may go on to do things where there is no return. Why? Because you have the ability to do it. But in the totalitarian state, you have no ability to do these things for your neighbour because it's all controlled by somebody else. The choice is taken away from you. And that's absolutely crucial. Morality depends on the choice of right rather than wrong. It is not a question of being forced into a particular path. Free markets are a question of choosing to do things that benefit others, even if that aim to benefit others is not your primary motivation. Adam Smith's baker baking the bread not because he thinks you're all lovely people, but because he wants to make his living, but therefore he bakes you the best possibly can. Why? So that you go to him rather than somebody else. So he loves his neighbour because he makes a fiver out of it, and that's perfectly acceptable. And you see that from that, you improve the condition of mankind and you have lifted billions out of poverty. So I think we follow through from a very straightforward Christian moral ethic that love of your neighbour leads you to choose the right thing to do, leads you to choose to help raise the standard of living of your neighbour, because that also helps you to a better and stronger society, and that the socialist leads to North Korea. And the socialist always does. Wherever in the world socialism is tried, it always has to lead to more controls, because the truth is that if you tell people that their own labours will not benefit them, they will cease to labour. And therefore you have to stand over them with a whip to make them...
We will make America great again.